We got lots of people asking questions about the token and why the price is going down. So the first thing I want to talk about today, obviously, you guys know I'm not the one that does the presentations. I come in and kind of give updates and information on how things are working and operating. You guys, this is normal for a token. Right now, we're going through phases that, if you look at different blockchains, everybody goes through this phase. Um, we're building the community. That peer-to-peer community, that plays a major, major role in the market value of the token because it creates that demand for the token. And what that means is people have to go to the exchange, they have to buy the MoveQuest, they come back and they mint their miners, which we've talked about. And then from there, it pays a commission out to the person who referred somebody to the project. And then the remaining 60% just goes back into the vault for mining beginning in the year 2060. So right now we see a couple of different things happening. People are selling, yes, but the building of the community is kind of slowed down a little bit, which that's kind of normal too. People are waiting for us to get the new app out. That's going to make it so much easier for people to also share because the onboarding process is basically one screen to the next, connect your wallet, do the next step, the next step, the next step. And it's just going to walk you through it. You're not going to have somebody there. You're going to have some basic knowledge of the crypto space. You're going to have to be able to download, whoever you share it with. You're going to have to be able to download a DApp wallet, whether it be Trust Wallet, Token Pocket, MetaMask, that kind of thing. You're going to have to be able to acquire crypto. And you guys, PayPal is super easy. I don't know if you guys have a personal PayPal account, but PayPal allows you to purchase up to $25,000 a week in 5 or 6 different cryptos. And then you're able to convert those into whatever you need. So that makes it simple. Cash App is also an easy way to buy. Creating a Coinbase account and getting verified is also an easy way to buy crypto. Crypto is not hard to buy. It's just about getting yourself educated and being able to go through those steps. I use PayPal pretty regular. You can't use it in a business account, but you can definitely use it in a personal account. I don't know if any of you have tried that or not, but it's actually pretty user friendly. And then I want to talk about the rebranding of the app. We are actually going to be releasing that very, very soon. We've got a group of people that are going to test it probably beginning tomorrow night. We did have a couple of things that I wanted added to it, which has kind of slowed it down. I wanted the leasing to be written into the new DApp so that when we're ready to turn that on, and I'm guessing probably around the end of November to mid-December is when we're going to begin the leasing process. There's a few things that are happening right now intentionally. There's algorithms that this entire project is based on. We're getting to one of those pressure points where the leasing is going to start kicking in. We're probably only about 20 to 30,000 miners away from that. Okay, with a combination of the global shares have increased quite a bit. There's so many factors that play into the different algorithms and what this project does. For example, now that we're getting up in the number of miners that are in the mining dock, you're going to begin to, that leasing is going to become very important. Now, one of the algorithms is looking at the market value of the token. With the market value of the token going down right now, this is huge. This is a big deal. It's not a negative thing at all. You have to understand all the dynamics. And I can't come into Zooms and explain everything about this application because I get too techie. I get too deep into what these algorithms are and I lose people. But I want you to think about something. To mint a miner right now, it's taking 1 point something in MoveQuest, where 2 weeks ago, it was only taking a half a MoveQuest. Okay, 4 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, it was only taking, a quarter of a MoveQuest. Now, part of the algorithms is looking at what amount of miners we have in the mining dock, the market value of the token. And the reason the number of the mining docks is critical and crucial is because we're pushing towards that leasing number where that MoveQuest is going to lock. We want it to lock at a higher market value, not a higher market value. We want it to lock when it costs more. Let me put it that way. When it takes more MoveQuest, okay, to make that more clear to what I'm saying. We don't want it to lock at a quarter MoveQuest. We want it to lock at one or more MoveQuest. And so this is actually not a negative thing that's taking place. Why is this important? Because that means that when you go out and you share this app, one, the market value of those tokens going up means the cost of that Lenny miner is increasing, which means the demand for your miners that you're leasing also increases. This means now we're able to build an engaged community without them needing to purchase a miner. So when you hear this, here I go again. I'm going to try to be nice. When you hear the critics of this project, they are clueless about what they're talking about. If they tell you it's a Ponzi scheme because it constantly needs new money coming in, they're so wet behind the ears, they can't even shake the water out. Okay, that's how ridiculous they are. Because with the leasing of the miners, they don't have to come in and purchase a miner. They're leasing them. Essentially, they're borrowing them from you for a fee. This becomes your digital real estate. And so we're able to increase the size of the community with the leasing function. Now, when you're leasing these miners, you want it to cost more expensive, so they'll rent from you your miners because you're making more money. And I know that Brandon is getting this because he's nodding his head and he sees exactly what I'm talking about. Everything that you see happening here right now is a very good thing, because let's say over the next 2 to 3 weeks, we hit that 50,000 miners that have been minted and are plugged into the mining docks. If MoveQuest continues to go down, that means it takes more MoveQuest for somebody to mint. When those miners are being leased out because it's too expensive for somebody to mine, and I'm going to tell you, the price is going to go up, and I'll explain to you why here in a minute, because there's other mechanisms that are coming into place, okay? Let's say it locks at 2 MoveQuest. Let's say the price goes down to 25 bucks, okay? The world isn't ending, trust me, guys. $25 is still very powerful on this token. It's only been on the market for 90 days. If it hits $10, it's still doing better than 99.9% of the projects that have been on the market for 90 days. Okay? I don't see it doing that, but I'm just stating if it did, that's not, critical. Now, when the new fees come into play, which should happen today or tomorrow, you'll see your fees fluctuate based on the market value of the token. Okay. So that's going to help too. So if the market value is down, then you're going to see that your submission fees are going to complement that. And if you see it go up, the same thing. So that will be coming into play here. If not today, like I said, tomorrow. That piece is done. We're just kind of doing some final tests on it because you never want to implement something. We have to make sure that it's a mandatory update, that when we push this, everybody has to update their app, because otherwise you'll have some that are still submitting under the old and some people that are submitting under the new. And so we got to do that mandatory update. So there's a few things we're buttoning up on that. So you'll start to see that change too. So you just got to bear with it for a couple of more days. But I would love to see us be able to lock the token for minting at where we're at right about now. The 1.5 MoveQuest to mint a Lenny miner. Once we turn on that leasing feature, you guys will also begin to see some changes taking place as far as the size of the community, because they still have to submit and they still have to claim. So they're still paying, to engage in that ecosystem. So they're still contributing to the stability of the project. So you're able to build the community without them actually having to purchase the miner. But when they do upgrade, then you'll get that commission for that when they mint their miners, and the market value will be much higher. Imagine when the price goes up to $150, $200, and it takes two of those. Now you're getting your commission on, a $350, $400 miner that was minted, and that's quite, it's quite a bit more than what it is right now at that $50 mark. Now, what I want to talk about is what is coming. So everybody knows that we've got several blockchains that we're going to be implementing. So sometime probably the beginning of the year, mid-January, maybe beginning of February. But I want you guys to start preparing for this now, because in the next month or so, we're going to make it possible for people to begin preparing for the next blockchain. And right now, the next blockchain is either going to be Base or it's going to be more towards Base, because I see that one being the real big, the next big blockchain. I think that's the one that's going to get the next big push. And that's what we want to be on, one that's going to grow exponentially. And so most likely Base is where we're going to start. Those of you who are holding and not selling before a demand, that means that you'll go into that contract where you can stake your MoveQuest, and there's that 1,300 MoveQuest per day that's rewarded to those who are staking based on the number of MoveQuest tokens that you're staking and holding, and based on the length of time. And so this week, I'm going to start going over the details on that and the fees and some of these different things. I'm going to start holding Zooms at least 2 or 3 times a week to keep everybody updated and informed on things that are happening. Because now that we're getting ready to go into the rebrand app, there's going to be a lot of things that people need to understand, because there's so many moving parts. And while you see people selling right now, and it seems like this is all there is here, there's so much coming, and it's just about ready to move in, where you guys can be able to take advantage of a lot more features. So what was I talking about? Oh, the staking. Those of you who are staking, okay, when we get ready to move to the new chain. So I'm going to just base it on the Omega miners right now, okay, because we have about 12,000 Omega miners who are mining. When we move to a new chain, there will not be a liquidity raise like we did for Avalanche. This was our next chain, so we did the liquidity raise so we could get the MoveQuest in circulation and start the liquidity pool, okay, to do the proof of concept. We've done that now. So every chain after this, we will always do it this way. And what that means is those of you who are holding your tokens, that means you have them in that staking contract, you're holding them, you're getting those daily rewards of MoveQuest, okay, that you'll be able to claim. You will also be able to duplicate the miners you have in the mining dock at 50% before we launch the next chain. So let's say you spent $650 to mint an Omega. That means you'll be able to get that Omega for the new chain for 50% of the cost in USDT, and all of that becomes the liquidity when we list the token. That means you're already mining, you're already a part of the community, you've already got your miners docked. So if you have 8 Lennies, if you have 8 primaries, you have 8 ultras, you have 8 alphas, you have 8 omegas, whatever it is that you're mining with, you'll be able to duplicate that. They won't be the same miners because everything's minted in real time, so we can't do it that way. But basically, you'll be able to duplicate your inventory at 50% of the cost. And that's only to people who are part of the community, who have been mining and who are staking. And there will be a minimum amount. I don't know what it's going to be, but It's probably going to be 50 MoveQuest or something like that would be the minimum to be able to stake into the staking contract. Maybe we'll do it at 25. A lot of it depends on the market value. I haven't completed the upwork on that for the math yet, but yes, there's going to be a minimum. You're not going to be able to just stake $1 worth of MoveQuest, and that qualifies you to get those miners at the 50%. You got to have some skin in the game. You got to have some commitment to the project for the longevity of the project. You got to be able to see the vision. We're rewarding people who are supporting the project and who are, committed to the success of this project and actually see the vision. So you'll do two things. You've got miners in the mining deck. We don't care what level of miner. You'll be able to mint those miners at 50%. And this is not new people who are coming into the community. It's people who are already mining. Now, new people coming in now, yes. But what I'm saying is when we go to the next chain, is that offer going to be there for new people who are not on this chain? No, it's not. Will be there for people who are on the Binance Smart Chain. Yes, it will. Binance Smart Chain and the Avalanche Chain. Both chains will be able to take advantage of that over here on the base chain, which honestly, we're leaning at 95%. That base is going to be the third blockchain that we're up and operating on. And unless something, hits me in the face that there's one better than what base is going to provide for our community, that's basically the one you can plan on at this point in time. So what this means, if we have those 12,000, just the 12,000 Omegas, okay, that take advantage of that. All of those people are staking their MoveQuest. They're mining and just based on the Omegas. We would list the MoveQuest token on the base blockchain. If it was just those Omegas, it would list at $168. That would be the listing market value of that token. Because you have put all, you guys can understand, the ecosystem is the liquidity. And so what we're doing is we're extending that to everybody who is currently mining on the two blockchains. If you want to get involved on the third chain, it's going to be cheaper. All of that is liquidity. And there will only be 25,000 MoveQuest tokens that are listed to that liquidity, paired to that liquidity. That's it. There will be no more MoveQuest in circulation. That means you have to mine it or you have to buy from that 25,000 that's on the blockchain. Now, Avalanche, proof of concept, very solid. We proved that our concept works. If the community didn't oversell, and I don't care if people like me saying that or not, it's just the way it is. When you oversell before the demand is there, you've got a token that's going down in market value, and the community determines what that market value is. Plain and simple. If you want it to go up, you don't sell it. If you want it to go down, you sell it. You've got to base it on the buying volume. And right now, we're a new project. Yes, we've been creating this project, building the software for the last 3.5 years, but we only came out of that in the last 90 days. So this is a new listed token on Avalanche. And you guys, you got to know, we're being targeted like crazy. All your armchair critics. I mean, I just had, you guys know the one I call the creepy cockroach, right? I got a message from one of his cronies the other day. We can make all this go away for $350,000. They want me to pay them a fee to stop targeting our project. That's how bad this is. They're targeting our user base. They're phishing websites. We're in the process right now. We're dealing with Deck Screener again, trying to get that corrected. We had the Solana scam. We got that removed. Now we've got this other phishing scam going on where they've hijacked, Deck Screener again. Now we've got another token listed on, CoinMarketCap. Pay attention, you guys. You come to our site, you get the official contract addresses from our site. We have one official site right now, getfitmining.com, not getfitmining.io. So if you go to this Deck Screener and you tap on, the website, it's going to take you to getfitmining.io. It's a phishing website, total scam. They've created their own MoveQuest token, and then they have the SMQT. You guys got to pay attention to what's going on. Projects like ours don't happen every day. And so you are a target. They want that MoveQuest. They want your MoveQuest. And they know that people are very easily scammed. Do everything you can to protect yourself. Type the URL into your browser, getfitmining.com. When we're done with GetFit Mining and we move into the rebrand, it's MoveQuest.com. And we've bought up every domain you can possibly think up for MoveQuest, so nobody can get anything, MoveQuest wise. So that's a good thing. So we'll cut down on that. But there's only one MoveQuest token on Avalanche. We've got that contract address, listed in the dashboard under contracts. If you see MoveQuest on an exchange, look at that contract address. If it doesn't match our contract address, it's a scam. Double check your wallets before you send, any crypto out. Make sure you don't click on links and approve them through your DApp wallet. Just because it looks like our site does not mean it is. That getfitmining.io, it looks like a complete replica of our site. It's a static, image of our site, basically an iframe. And then they can add their phishing links for you to approve and claim your tokens. The minute you claim your tokens, they're gone. That contract took them, and then they go sell them on the exchange. And so you've got to be very careful. It's crypto. I mean, it's just it's no different than you going to how many times you've heard people have gone to the bank. You've got to, I didn't make that purchase. And what does your bank do? They review it, and then they give you back the money, and they charge back on that fraudulent charge on your bank account. It's no different. It's that this is crypto. And so you're going to get scammed with crypto, just like you can get scammed with your bank account, just like your PayPal can get scammed, just like your Venmo or your Cash App. It's no different. It's just crypto is a currency, just like the US dollar, except it's digital. It's not fiat. You're not holding it in your hands. And so you have to protect yourself. Your wallet is your bank account. You are in control of that wallet. You're not going to an executive at a bank and telling them somebody just got access to my bank account and there's a purchase made out of Japan or whatever country, that you see these in, where somebody is going to sit there in the back end and protect it for you. If you lose it in crypto, it's gone forever. You are never getting it back. That's one of the beautiful things about crypto, is that you are in control, but you have to educate yourself so you know how to stay in control, and that you don't give that control over to somebody else. 90% of the time somebody loses their crypto, you gave permission for yourself to be hacked. It's not because you gave out a 12-word passphrase. It's not because you gave out a private key. It's because you clicked on something, you approved it, you gave them access, and then you did whatever action you were going to do, and you basically just sent them all your money on your own. 9 times out of 10, that's just a one-time hack, but it happens. And it's happening a lot. And you guys are being targeted because you have a very valuable token. And so I haven't gone to look and see how many holders actually took me up on what I said the other day. I'm going to go look real quick. I want to just see if you guys have, minimized your token holdings. Nope, they're still sitting there. Shame, 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 you guys. If you lose your tokens, don't come crying to me, because I'm not going to feel sorry for you at all. I'm just simply going to tell you I told you so. Plain and simple. I'm not even going to feel sorry for you. That is totally on you. If you're holding more than 200 or 300 MoveQuest in your wallet and you lose them all, you got nobody to blame but yourself. Because I have told you guys over and over and over, probably for the last 2 months, do not hold that much MoveQuest in your wallet. Who cares what you're showing on the thing, on the contract there when it says holders? It doesn't make you big cheese on the block. It makes you the most vulnerable cheese on the block. They're seeing that wallet and they want that wallet. They're targeting that wallet. They don't care about the people who have 100 or 200 MoveQuest. They're looking for those of you who are holding thousands of them. And so you're on their target list, trust me. So be super careful yourselves, because you're next. And if you don't believe me, wait and see. Give yourself a couple of months. But don't come to me and tell me, because I won't care. I really won't care, because I've warned you all. It's just on you. Okay, so we went over the farming and the holders. So hopefully you guys understand. I am not disappointed with the market value of the token. If people want to sell it, let them sell it. Who cares? Okay. Do we really want to see that? No, it would be great to see it at 200 or $300. It would be great to see everybody, having that full vision that we have for this project in the future, holding on to that token, letting that baby drive all the way up to the moon. You'd all be wealthy in a year or less. I would love to get up and say that. Like, we have the smartest group of people in this community. They listen to our Zooms. They were on Brandon's every day. They went to his education platform. They were learning everything they needed to learn. They got it. Look how many millionaires that we just created. Oh, I would love to be able to get up on a stage and say that, but you all aren't there yet. Okay. We're going to get you there. You're just not there yet. But we are going to have several, because there are many of you who are holding your tokens, who are not selling them. And I'm not saying you can't sell any. I mean, everybody's got to live, but do yourself a favor, do yourself a solid for once in your life, and believe in yourself and what you got into, what you're involved in. With GetFit Mining, do your due diligence. Like I had said today in another group chat, assume everything's a scam in the crypto world. If you're new here with GetFit Mining, assume this is a scam. Is it? No, but I want you to do your due diligence. I want you to study what this is. I want you to understand it. I want you to understand how the onboarding works, how that's not part of the ecosystem. So there's no Ponzi scheme here. I want you to understand how the ecosystem supplies the liquidity so that there's no rug pulls, there's nobody pulling the liquidity, and that the engaged community is what stabilizes the market value of that token that the community drives it up to or drives it down to. I want you to understand the utility of this project. I want you to understand the utility of the miners. I want you to understand how each process works. And then when you mint that miner, I know that you understood what you were getting involved in. Don't take the word of somebody that's sharing it with you. Do your due diligence, come to these meetings, learn what it's about, and then make an educated decision for yourself. And once you've done that and you've learned what this project is, it's going to really help you steer away from the other projects that are scams. And I'm not saying every single project is a scam. And I'm not even saying that every project that's created is intended to be a scam. It's just they don't have what's necessary to sustain themselves for the long term. And I also said in the Telegram chat today, this is not get rich today money. This is not your typical project. Get in as fast as you can and get out, the fastest. That's not what this is about. This is a long-term project. This is a lifelong project. This is a project that changes your health, that makes you healthier because you're becoming more fit, more active. You're mining these tokens based on that fitness. And those tokens have value because the community is engaged. The more engaged the community, the larger the community, the more liquidity. That's how it works. If the community is small, you got a little bit of liquidity. Somebody else posted a question there, what's happening to the liquidity and why is the market value going down? People are selling it. Okay. Liquidity happens from people using the ecosystem. The more people using the ecosystem, the more liquidity. The more people evolving, the more liquidity. The more people submitting, claiming. When the rebranded app comes out, there'll be challenges you'll be able to create and join, and the leasing and the events and the gamification and the boosts and all the different things that are there is all liquidity. Okay, if you don't have an engaged community, there is no liquidity. Liquidity is not growing out there on my trees. Okay, I don't go out there and pick it off a tree and then come in and put it into the pool. It doesn't work like that. This is community driven. If I walked away from this today, it's still going to do the exact same thing it's doing right now. It doesn't need me. It needs a community. It's completely decentralized. You're in control. I'm not in control of what this price does. So those of you who are and have been in this space for a long time, who understand what this project is, when you post a question like that, it just drives me nuts. I just shake my head and think, oh my God, they really don't understand crypto still. Even though they say they do, I am realizing that people are not getting it. The community drives the market value of this token. If you're overselling it, you're driving the market value down. That's on the community. I'm not doing that. You are. If I want the market value to go up, you're sharing it. There's a demand for the token. The market value goes up. That's what drives the market value up. So when you see it go down, don't ask me what's going on. It's the community that's doing it. I don't have control over that. I'm not buying and selling. Oh, I'm buying, but I'm not selling. I haven't sold any of my MoveQuest tokens. Not one. And I don't get free MoveQuest, you guys. I have to buy it or I have to mine it just like everybody else. There was no MoveQuest allocated. And it's going to be even tighter when we go to the next blockchain because there won't even be a liquidity raise. There will not be one single MoveQuest in circulation except the 25,000 that's going to be paired to the USDT from the current community who is staking their MoveQuest and not selling it, who are holding it, and who are going to mint at that 50% discount for their miners. Okay, and we don't have to discount. I saw some, again, I have to catch myself. I saw some person in the Telegram chat the other day. I'm getting better at this. I'm training myself to keep my mouth toned down here. I saw a gentleman in Telegram talking about what idiots we all are that we have to offer a promo on the evolution because this project was so solid, we wouldn't have to offer a promo. Okay, we're not offering a promo because the project isn't solid. We're letting people evolve their miners at the original evolution prices. Why? Because some of you missed out on it because of these hurricanes that were going on in Florida and the bad weather and lack of internet. And so we wanted to extend it. Why? Because I'm a nice person. That's why. Because I'm not making money on that. So what does it matter? We extended it for an extra amount of time for people that didn't get a chance to do it. I thought it was just common sense. And when we do this for the next blockchain, we're not offering a promotion because we don't think it'll work. No, it's a reward to those of you who support the project, who are holding your MoveQuest tokens, and because you've already evolved those miners, and you're going to create the liquidity for the next pool. And so we're giving you basically a handshake and a reward and saying, thank you so much for supporting this project. And this is how we're going to show you that we appreciate you. It's not because we have a doubt in the project. I have no doubt in this project. I spent the last 3.5 years and probably 60% of my retirement on this project. So trust me, I have no doubt. I protect this like it's my only child in the entire world. Okay. I am very protective of this. And I've been very careful with how this has been created. And so, no, that's not why we're doing this. We're doing this because we're changing lives around the globe. Okay. And if you share our vision, you guys are going through the same painstaking, daily, rigorous roles that Brandon's going through, Brian's going through, Mike Beal's going through, Herschel, all of our, core group people that you guys see every single day out here presenting and helping you in the chats and supporting you, our customer service. Okay. That's what you're a part of. And we're all very protective of this project. And we want you guys to have fun. I would love everybody to, in 1 year from now, you know how exciting it would be for me to have people say, you know what, I don't have a mortgage anymore. I just went out and bought a brand new truck. I don't even have a car payment. That can happen here. Have a little bit of faith in yourself and what you got yourself involved in. Focus on doing what you were already doing anyway. And for the cost of a latte every day, you're building wealth. And if you can't believe in yourself and what you got involved in, sell till your hearts are content. Because guess what? We're still going to be here a year from now. We're still going to be here 10 years from now. We're still going to be here 25 years from now. We're going to still be here when I'm dead and gone. Because it's all on. That's my half hour, 2 cents today, guys.
Well, thank you for that, Miss Lynette. Like you say, that's it. It makes sense to me. But I don't know if you wanted to take questions or not today, or you let me know what direction you want to go and when we'll have the next meeting with you.
I'm going to do one. I think I'm going to focus on Monday, Wednesday. No, I can't do Wednesday. Let's see. I'd like to have them set days. And I think I'm going to do them maybe right after Brandon's. Does that sound like it's a good idea or not really? Or is that too long? Should I do them in the evenings? What should I do, you guys? What's the best?
If you do the evening, you have the most amount of people that will be there for you. So I would suggest the evening.
Let's do, why don't we do mine at 8:30 and then Herschel, we can roll right into presentations at 9.
It's fine too. That works.
Let's do that. That way I can give updates at 8:30, 9 o'clock, we can do presentations. And I'll just do them We don't do presentations on Friday nights. So I'll do them every day that you're doing, that you guys are
Or
doing these.
wouldn't it be better if you did your update after the presentation? Because then we can have people that see the presentation and they roll into what the next update is.
Yeah, so should we maybe change our times to a little earlier than 9 o'clock or no?
Well, that will put you up at like 9:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay, we can do that. 9:30 is still early enough. Yeah.
Presentation for 30 minutes, and then right after that, you get to hear from Lynette.
Yeah, we can do that. Yep. That'll work. So, and I'll do Monday through Thursday, and then let's plan on, I can't do every Saturday, but maybe 2 Saturdays a month, because I'm going to be out in Arizona. And Saturdays are usually pretty busy. I try to spend it with my dad on Saturdays. So we'll do like every other Saturday moving forward.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So do you want to take these 2 questions? We got 2 hands raised.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Miss Carrie.
Thank you, Lynette. Love your love for the project, your transparency, your educational videos, and I'm just so appreciative of giving us that full understanding. And as you were speaking earlier, you talked about CoinMarketCap. I was moving my wallet addresses over to my computer, and I had to, transfer everything, and I had to go get the contract. Exactly what you said. I saw 2 MQTs, and I tried to do my best to really, I clicked on one, saw the regular MQT, and I clicked on the other one, and it was 100 times more. And I thought, okay, what is going on here? So I'm sharing this because I scrolled down a little bit further and it said yours was verified and the other was not verified.
Yep.
So in that moment, I knew that that was another scam. I did put it in our little Telegram room to watch for the verification. When did
we have no control over that. Once the trademarking is done, we should be able to get those pulled, but
yeah. Okay. So just make sure it's verified if you're moving wallets. There you go. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
And one thing here, just real quick, you guys, because one of the things, the reason I'm giving you guys this advanced warning on the next blockchain, we're not ready for it yet, obviously, because we really want to get to at least 10,000 people in the community before we open up that next blockchain. But I'm letting you know ahead of time so you can start planning for it. You know what I mean? So that okay, I want to be able to have 8 Omegas on that next chain at 50% off. So it gives you a few months to start planning so you can make sure that you've got the inventory that you want to be mining with on the next blockchain, understanding that all of that goes to liquidity, that there's only 25,000 tokens on the market, meaning if just all the Omegas, which most of your Omegas, they're going to take advantage of it because they already know what they're making and what they were making and what it means to be making that amount of money at $168 a token when there's not one single MoveQuest in circulation except for what's on the exchange. So I'm pretty confident that which is why I'm using that number, right? Or that level of miner. And you're looking at a token that's going to list at $168. Not one person has any MoveQuest to sell. Not one. Okay, so from there, it just drives the market up. Because once we cut that off for that promotion for the current users to be able to mint those miners at that half price discount, everybody else has to pay full price, which means they have to go to the exchange. They have to buy the MoveQuest. Okay, and that's going to drive that up even higher. So when we go to the base blockchain, you will see it do probably 5 times what MoveQuest did in its first 90 days. Just so you know. So I'm giving you guys that advance notice up front. So nobody can say, nobody told me. Oh yeah, I did. I told you way back in October. Be engaged, watch the Zooms, stay focused, because this is not a project that you just want to shrug off like we did with Bitcoin. You just don't want to do that. So I just want to make that clear. So you guys understand, don't forget that piece. Right now, we haven't raised up the price on the evolution. So those of you who are holding off, you might want to take advantage of that before it does go back up. We were planning on doing it today at noon. I haven't pushed the issue yet. So just watch that, you know, when you guys evolve, you evolve, but it's going to be important for the future. All right. Sorry. I'm going to start rolling on again.
No problem. Go ahead, Kevin.
Thank you. Of course, appreciate you, Lynette, everything you're doing. I loved your responses in the chats this morning. You know, just trying to bring that sense of ease to the community. What I want to understand, and as far as the leasing goes in the future, are those leasing miners you currently have docked, or do they need to be in your undocked inventory so that you can put them in a new slot for somebody else, so to speak? Or is it just based on you saying my water miner is being leased to Mary Jo and it's already docked?
You won't even know who the person is, Kevin.
Okay.
So you've got your mining dock for your wallet, right? But when a person comes to lease a miner, they also have a mining dock. They can mine with 8 different miners, just like you can. And they don't have to all be from the same person. They're going to be able to go to a marketplace and select the miners that they want. And they're going to be able to dock them in their mining dock. Okay. Even though you have control of it still, it's still your miner. You still can call it back. But for them, they're able to rent it and mine with your miner. Okay. It's going to be in the mining contract, basically. But whenever you want that miner back, you'll be able to call it back. So you won't necessarily see it in your dashboard. You'll see it on the smart contract, but they don't have control of it. You have control of it. They submit and they claim you're going to charge your fee, whatever fee you want. We don't set that fee. You set that fee. They will have their own mining dock. It cannot be miners that you've already docked. These are miners that are not being mined with currently.
Okay. So they are inactive miners, basically, that you're loaning out. Okay.
Exactly.
Perfect. That's what I wanted clarification on. Thank you.
Yep. You're welcome.
Miss Julie, go right ahead.
Oh, hello, Lynette. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'm in this 100%. You know, I was on the Binance. I am on the Binance. I'm still mining over there. In fact, I have extra Omegas over there that I haven't been able to do anything with, and I'm not mining. And so that kind of begs a question. And I missed the first part of this Zoom. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was happening. But wanted to know, the next chain we're going to, is that the Binance chain?
So we're already on the Binance Smart Chain. When we are going to list the MoveQuest token on the Binance Smart Chain very shortly. I would guess probably the middle of November. So people will be able to mine on, you know, over there on that chain. If we decide, and I have a meeting with the developers this week coming up, I'll let you know 100% exactly how that's going to take place, but I'll give you more information on the Binance Smart Chain. But that one is going to, you know, should become pretty active here very shortly as well. We've done quite a bit of correction over there. Probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks, you know, we'll finish it. And a lot of it you guys don't see. It's on the back, but you will shortly. And then the next chain we go up on will be Base. Now, when we do go to Base, it will include those who are on, not everybody that's on the Smart Chain is mining on the Avalanche side. So if you're on the Smart Chain or Avalanche, or if you're on both, you would be able to duplicate your inventory on within a window. Okay. It will include both chains.
So if I'm mining over on the Binance Smart Chain and you move to MoveQuest, you move MoveQuest over there, I don't quite understand how we're going to transition what we currently have in our inventory over to MoveQuest. Is there
You're missing the whole thing. So let's do this, because you missed some of this. So we have this recorded. Why don't you listen to the recording? If you still have questions, then come back and ask, because otherwise
Are we going to at some point have like a conference or a Zoom for people who are on the Binance chain so that we can understand what's going to happen?
Well, everything is the same on the Binance Smart Chain as is here. You submit and you claim. It's just we haven't listed the MoveQuest for that chain yet.
No, I mean how it's going to transition from the GetFit.
Yeah, when we get ready to do that, we will. Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Julie. All right, Kate, go right ahead.
Thank you. And thank you, Lynette, so much for your time. As I mentioned last week, this is my very first crypto project, and I really appreciate you speaking on the funding portion, because I've gone from my MetaMask to purchase AVAX, and I have spent so much time going from Coinbase to Sardine to blockchain, and I am scrambling. I'm all in, first of all. And so while I'm trying to get funded, being a newbie, I'm constantly hitting walls where I can't purchase any more crypto, even though I have the monetary funds to do so. So I did successfully just go into PayPal and buy Bitcoin. And it's been really challenging because I have these goals for myself to mint the miners and to evolve, and am kind of scrambling. I will say that Mr. Live's team has been so supportive and so patient. But all of that being said, I really see this as a project that brings people like myself who are not familiar with crypto into the crypto world. And I am so excited to be here. I just feel so blessed that I'm in so early on. And I know that it's more challenging for someone like myself because I don't understand all the lingo. I have put hours and hours and hours in the last 3 weeks, 2 weeks of just trying to teach myself and learn. I feel like this is a crash course in crypto.
It is too, I'll tell you.
I'm like,
For
this
sure.
is kind of, it's incredible. Whole new skill sets in addition to being incentivized to get healthier and in turn to become wealthier. And I don't even have the app. That's my goal for today. I've been trying to get funded, and I've managed to get my husband 4 omegas, and I have 2 omegas and 3 alphas, so on and so forth. But anyway, I am wondering if you could recommend a good resource for, I don't want to be spoon fed. I'm trying to figure it out. But I don't know what farming means. And when you're talking about staking, you know, I'm a little bit in the weeds, and I know I have friends and family that are not in crypto, and they're so excited about this and so excited to learn. And I'm trying to figure
I'll
out what
do
is
that next week. I'll, kind of like go
okay.
over what all that is and how it works.
Oh, that's incredible. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
That's
you're
it.
welcome.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Kate. iPhone, go right ahead.
Yes. Lynette, you had mentioned a couple of Zooms ago that you have wrote some ebooks, and I was wondering if you could make those available or tell us how we can get them so we can understand more about crypto.
Yes, I will. If I send them over in PDF, I could upload them in PDF format. I haven't had them structured into the actual ebook formation. Let me look into that today and see how long it would take me to get them into the ebook format.
Okay,
Even
thank
Brandon might have some ideas on that. I don't know. Have you ever done that before, Brandon?
Ebooks for learning? Yeah, I give away one for free. But yeah.
Well, I mean, I've written 6, and I've just got to figure out how to get them into ebook format. I mean, over the last 5 years, I've written 6 different ebooks.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll have you talk to my assistant, Marnita.
Okay, good. All right.
Thank you, ma'am. Miss Inger, go right ahead.
Hi, and thank you for taking my question. And thank you, Lynette, and the rest of the team. Awesome.
Yep, you're welcome.
My question was just, you guys were talking about when you could have Zooms regularly going forward.
We
And
do them
just-
regularly all the time.
Yeah,
Brandon does them every day at noon.
I know, but I was thinking the Zooms with you.
Oh,
And
no, I'm doing them this week
But-
and I'm gonna start doing them every week.
yeah, I got that. But my suggestion was, could you please not do it so late in the evening your time, because I'm in Norway and it's really awesome being able to see you live instead of recording.
So we might have to have you do it,
being
Lynette, in the afternoon.
Yeah, maybe I can do like
time.
half of them in the afternoon and half of them in the evening, so I can kind of get both. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that would be great.
Maybe I could do like, well, how long do your meetings go, Brandon?
30 minutes. So you might
I
want to
could do
maybe
like,
1 or 2 days, you do it in the afternoon, early time, our time, and then the other day you do one in the evening time. So on a separate day. So we're still capturing them both.
so do you do yours 5 days a week?
Yep, Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
So I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12:30, Tuesday, Thursday, and every other Saturday. So I'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12:30, Tuesday, Thursday at 9:30, and then every other Saturday at 1.
Lynette, would we be able to do it on Wednesday? I remember you saying that Wednesdays are bad.
Well, as long as it's at 12:30, I can. It's when
Okay.
on my Wednesdays, right around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I have a weekly commitment, but
Gotcha.
from
Okay.
2 to 4. Generally, sometimes I skip it, but
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
you're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Inger.
Yep.
Shane, go right ahead.
I gotta write this down so I remember the schedule.
I'm right.
Sorry, guys, can you hear me?
Yes, go right ahead.
All right. Happy Saturday, guys. Just want to say this is a fantastic project. Lynette, you're a genius, and you guys, everyone that's on staff is amazing. You guys are all given the proper information and setting everyone up for success. I have a few questions in regard to some of the information that was spoken on. I think it was 3 or 4 weeks ago when the miners got increased in power. There was also talk of increasing the global share pool, I think, to 5,000. I was wondering if that was still in play or if that changed.
So increasing the daily distribution, just so everybody knows, those are in reserve, right? So whatever you're mining today, you're getting double. Whatever you mined a month ago, you got double. Everything you've mined from the day you started to today, you got, double. It's sitting in that reserve contract. So essentially it really is the 5,000 per day going out. We're just not releasing them because the selling is too high right now. If I was to increase it right now, it would double the selling pressure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense.
So when we see that pool stabilizing more, let's say so right now, if you'll notice, like in the last couple of days, you haven't seen the evolution contract buying MoveQuest. It's just been injecting the liquidity. That's all it's been doing. It's been using the MoveQuest that it's already purchased to add the liquidity. So it is actually stabilizing it at that lower market value, kind of holding that, liquidity at a stable level.
Mm-hmm.
So when we see that stabilizing, now originally it was, at the 10 million, again, it's algorithms that are in play. However, if it stabilizes at a lower market value, so like at the market value it's currently at, it would probably need about $8 or $9 million in the pool. Then we would be able to start releasing that MoveQuest, right? If the market value goes up, then it would have to be closer to the 10 million in the liquidity pool. Then we'd be able to start releasing that MoveQuest and that daily distribution. I would love nothing more than to see them all going out on a daily basis, because that would create a lot of excitement. The bad thing is that we've got I don't want to just say it's the whole community, but when you've got a community of people who are selling without that demand being there, and then if we were to just release all of that right now, I'm afraid it would have a really adverse effect. We've got to see, some dynamics that are changing here. And so again, the community is kind of in control of that. And I know that we don't have control over what another person does, and that's fine. But eventually they're going to run out, okay, of that MoveQuest, and they're not going to be able to buy it at those prices that they were able to mine it at. So the focus really needs to be on still sharing the project, increasing the community. When the leasing comes out, that's going to play a major role. All of you will be able to say, look, go lease a miner and try it out. And eventually they'll undock and stop leasing and they'll buy their own. because they'll have more value in it. Obviously, it'll be cheaper for them because they're not paying a rental fee for that miner. But you'll start to see the dynamics really kind of start to change. And honestly, I'd rather see people sell them at this low price than I would when it gets up to those higher market values, because that's just taking wealth away from all of you who are holding. You got to remember that the Evolution contract is holding about $300 million in value worth of MoveQuest for future liquidity. So as much as we'd like to see it all go out right now, Shane, I just don't think it's a good time yet because the algorithms are not telling us it's time. And it's all like, if I was to do it based on emotion, I'd say, hell yeah, let's do it. You know, everybody be excited, it'll drive up some momentum. But those algorithms are telling me, and so I pay attention to math.
Right, right. No, okay, that makes a lot of sense. The only other question I have is I'm very curious about the opportunity to create the challenges and build group and community based around, around the project. So is that going to be available with the new app release, or is that something that's still tabled until maybe like further development?
Nope, that will come out with the app release.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Shane. Jason, go right ahead.
Hello, Lynette. Howdy.
Hi.
Well, I wanted to ask a question, and one of the questions was asked before me, but one of the things I've done has been, I'm not really in crypto, but I've been participating in a lot of fitness on apps, and I'm very excited about the app dropping. And you had mentioned that you're about to do some testing on it. What is the time frame do you expect for the app to actually drop into, say, the Google Play Store and the Apple Store?
Before the end of next weekend. So by next Sunday, we expect it to be fully in production.
Wow, that is amazing. And like I said, I've been participating in a lot of challenges and things like that on just regular apps, not getting paid for it. I'm not sure if everybody's aware of it. There's a big community, a fitness community that would love something like this. So I'm very excited about that next phase of MoveQuest. So that's it. That's my question. Thank you.
We expect fully the leasing to be ready to go.
Derek, go right
Which
ahead.
will also play a huge role in the challenges, because people, if they haven't minted miners, will still be able to join these challenges because they were able to lease a miner for that challenge.
Derek,
There'll be a
go
lot
ahead.
of demand for the leasing, I think.
Derek?
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
Ah, there you go. All right.
Okay, I just got a quick question, Lynette. Thank you so much for what you do. In reference to the next chain, should we stock up on Arbitron or should we stock up on Base or both?
Right now, we are, like I said, 95% positive that it's going to be Base. You only need Base for the fees. You will need it for just for the fees on the submission and the claims. Everything else will be MoveQuest or USDT. So I really don't think you even have to stock up on it. Not right now. What you should probably be doing is stocking up on the USDT so you can get your miners at that 50% off when we start that for that next chain. That's what I would be doing.
Awesome, makes sense. Thank you so much.
Yep, you're welcome.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Lynette, when you say prepare yourself and get ready for the move to the next blockchain, and you'll need USDT, and I'm assuming, or I'm going out on a limb here and assuming, is that time is there so that individuals can save up if they don't already have it,
Yeah.
keeping
What
in
I would
mind
do
that what
is I
we
would
don't
demo
want to do is sell our MQT over here just to move it to another
Exactly.
blockchain. That's what we want to avoid in order to protect the value of
Right.
what
That's why it's only being offered to those of you who are staking and holding on to that MoveQuest based on the miners that you have. The only reason I'm giving you guys this information right now is so that you can make sure you have the inventory on the Avalanche chain that you want to be able to duplicate on the Base blockchain. Meaning, let's say we move to Base on January 15th and we're ready to list that token so you can start mining. When you're offered that discount your inventory duplicated on the next chain at 50%, you will have the inventory that you wanted, meaning you weren't sitting there with 8 Lennies going, God dang it, I wish I had evolved. If I would have known, I would have had 8 Omegas sitting here because I want 8 Omegas on the base chain. I could have gotten them for, $300 versus $600. It'll be too late because we won't back it down because I'm going to start preparing people now, 90 days ahead of time. Make sure you've got that inventory that you want at the mining power you want. So when you go over to base and you start mining there too, and that token should list anywhere from $100 to $150 to $60 and possibly even higher with 0 MoveQuest in circulation. I'm telling you right now, you want to prepare yourself because this chain is going to go up in market value. That chain is going to start with a high market value. So this one started at $1. That one will start with at over $100 with no MoveQuest, which means nobody can sell it down. Nobody has it to sell it. You mine it or you buy it, just like I'm doing now. Mining it or buying it. That will be the suit for every single chain. Okay, and that will make all of these other chains. Binance Smart Chain, that was our development chain. Everybody knew on the Binance Smart Chain that they were beta testers. They got massive discounts on their miners. Some of them only paid, $20 for their miners. Some of them got buy one and they got one free. Okay, it was the beta testing chain. There was no secret there. You can go all the way back to day one and you can hear all of the promotions that we ran over there because they were beta testers. They had to go through the bumps and the bruises and the glitches and the bugs and the delays. And I'm telling you, it was powerfully painful for 3 years of building on that chain. Then we moved to Avalanche. That's our proof of concept chain. We did our proof of concept. We did the liquidity raise where the 200,000 MoveQuest were sold into circulation for the $100,000 in liquidity of the USDT. It was paired to the 100,000 MoveQuest, and it was added as liquidity. It started out at $1. The next chain, proof of concept's already done. Beta testing's already done. The next chain is full bore. Okay, it means no MoveQuest in circulation. Everybody who's on the previous chains will have the option to basically duplicate your inventory at 50%. And it will be the same way for every single chain that we start. When you do that, all of that money is the liquidity paired to 25,000 MoveQuest tokens on that chain. Starts it out at a very powerful market value. And the only thing that puppy's going to do is go up until people have mined enough of it to sell it. But by then, the market for buying it has already surpassed the sellers. Okay, which means that you'll see a massive shift. Now you're going to see the buying power versus the selling pressure. And so we just want to make sure that everybody has got ample warning, ample time to make sure you have the inventory that you want. And it gives you that time to get them evolved and, a few months advance notice. We don't want to, put it up 2 weeks before we start and then everybody's like, feel like they have to sell their MoveQuest. You don't have to sell your MoveQuest to be able to do this. You've got 90 days to save up for it or to prepare yourself for it so that you can be ready and then be able to make that shift. And it's going to be, 90 days goes by very, very fast. Look how fast this went from when we listed the token. We listed on July 22nd. We started mining. You know what I mean? That's how fast it's gone. And so it's going to be, October, what are we at? October 20th, November 20th, December 20th, January 20th. Let's just say it's an exact 90 days. That's going to move super fast. That's right after the new year. And that's when everybody's going to want to be losing all that turkey weight and ham and everything you eat on Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so everybody's going to be doing their New Year's resolution. It's a great time to be able to list on that next blockchain. Everybody's doing their New Year resolutions, they're ready for change, they're ready to make money. And so we just want to give you guys ample time to plan for that.
And right before the next event, live event.
Exactly.
All right. Let me see. He just had his hand up and just dropped it. Okay. Lucasny, go right ahead.
Hey guys, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, awesome. Honestly, I think that a lot of my questions have been answered. Well, I'm still processing, but I'll have to look at the replay. But my main question is kind of like, what would you do? I'm going to give you my scenario of like where I am. I finally figured out how to get pretty much everything tracked besides fitness. I only have an iPhone and I can't afford a watch right now, so fitness is fine. Everything else is working. I'm about to get a treadmill, ordering that today, so I'm on the ball. My main question is about the blockchain transition. So I'm just going to be transparent right now. I bought $2,000 worth of AVAX coin on the open market. I've been in the project for about maybe 2 weeks and I haven't been doing my workouts, but now I'm starting to today because I figured out all the tracking and stuff. So that's all working. So I'm great there. I only have like 0.2 MQT. So with regards to the transition to the base blockchain, what would you, I know you're not a financial advisor and all that stuff. I'm not looking for that, but like, am I okay? Like, because what I was going to do today or tomorrow was I only have one Lenny and I was going to buy 7 more on the Avalanche chain. Would that be like, I just don't know. I don't quite understand. Do I need more MQT? Should I sell some of my AVAX or something? I don't know.
Well, you got to look at the mining power. Okay. And if you're mining with 8 Lennies, that is giving you 400% mining power. And that is equal to 1 Omega miner. Okay. And you were able to buy those 8 for $400. Okay. So that to me, if I don't know how much money you have to work with. So for people that, if you're working on a budget, 8 Lennies is the equivalent of 1 Omega miner. All right. That is giving you approximately, I don't know, about 0.1516 per, well, for the 6 Lennies, that would be, or the 8 Lennies, that's about what you would make, is about 0.15 per day on the MoveQuest with those 8 Lennies. Now with the Omegas, I think it's right around, I haven't looked at the price. What is it, you guys? Is it 600, 650, something like that? It's probably closer to $600 per Omega. So what you want to do is be able to upgrade those over time. So my suggestion would probably be, let's see, if you get the 8 Lennies, let me check something out here.
Thank you, Lynette. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's all, to me, it's like, okay, money wise, you got to look at the mining power and you got to look at the money. So it would cost $40 to get to 100%, 90 to get to 150.
Keep the docking slots in the equation as well.
Yeah, then you got the docking slots you got to cover, but I don't know how much money he's got to work with. I'm just trying to look and see what the best way would be. So if you're looking at the primaries get 100% mining power. So again, if you had 4 of those, it's still 400%, but you would still have 4 additional dock slots that you could add to over time. Then the ultras are 150%. So it's 50, 40, so it'd be 90 to get to the 100%. Then you had the 50. I don't know. You know what we need to do? I need to break this all down for people and see what would work best. What you want, honestly, you want to get to the highest mining power you can possibly get to for the amount of money that you can.
I would love that.
So if your limit is 400, you want to get to the highest, mining power possible for the amount of money you have that you're spending within your budget. And then just increase it from there by, evolving your miners. And I see what Herschel is saying now, because see, to open up the 7th slot, it's going to cost, what is it, $120? And to open up the 8th slot, is it $240 in MoveQuest? I think that's what it is.
8 total is 300. Total is 300 for all 8.
120 on 8 and
total
60
is 300.
7.
300. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the other thing you got to look at. So I guess calculator for people so they can see what it is. What is your budget and what can you do? Because you might be better off to, buy 2 Lennies and evolve them up, or buy 3 Lennies and evolve them up so that you have that mining power until you can afford to unlock that 8th or that 7th or 8th slot, because it's going to cost you more money, because when you're getting into the 7th and 8th slot, those are like premium mining dock slots. And so you pay more for those.
And they cost money,
It's
more
only-
money. Yeah. Right. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
keep talking about this. I'm so glad I asked this question. Sweet. Thank you, Lynette, for your time. Yeah.
And I'll even do one of my Zooms on that this week.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're around $2,000. I have somebody just go straight alphas all the way through. And then once they have all those alphas, then I have them, start using that MQT that they're making to start buying more Lennies every.
Yeah, that's totally what I would do too. I would put it right back in. Yeah, I would do the same thing. Yep. That's smart.
Like,
And I
especially
want to
right
make another point here, you guys, because a lot of people have made a comment too. I'm glad we're kind of having this Zoom and nobody's in a rush, but I've had different people come up to me and say the global mining shares are decreasing. Okay, how do I want to say this? Like, if you've got people who are not submitting their daily activity, the global mining shares will drop. When those drop, those of you who are submitting means that you're going to be getting more of that MoveQuest token. Now, the people who are not submitting, it's for one or two reasons. One, they just forgot, or they didn't have enough, proof of physical activity to warrant spending the fee for the submission or whatever, or they can't afford to do it, right? And that means they've already spent all of their MoveQuest. Okay, so they've wiped themselves out is basically what has happened here. And so you're kind of shaking the tree a bit. And those people that just sell are kind of pushing themselves out of this. Because maybe that sounds the wrong way, but if you're overselling the token when the market, is moving down like this, you got to save enough at least to cover your fees so you can keep submitting. So when you see those global shares dropping down, it's probably more than anything. They've already sold their MoveQuest and they can't afford to contribute into the ecosystem. And if you can't contribute into the ecosystem, you're not going to get the MoveQuest tokens. It's not a charity project. You know what I mean? It's the community is actually submitting and they're actually contributing to that liquidity. So if the global mining shares, and this is a good way to look at it, the mining wallets are always increasing. But if the global shares are going down, meaning less people are submitting, 9 times out, they didn't submit because they've already sold all their MoveQuest. That's what's happened. Because otherwise they would go sell some MoveQuest to make sure they had the AVAX to come back and submit, because they would want to get, whatever they mined that day, or they'd come up with a way to get the USDT, or not the USDT, but the AVAX to submit with, from another form of payment or whatever. They would come up with the money to do it. And so when you see those global mining shares go down, the community is still growing. It just means that more people haven't submitted, and that just means that the amount of MoveQuest that you're going to get is going to increase. And so you're kind of, I think in a way, those are also the people that have done most of the selling, which means that they're starting to move out. Okay. They didn't see the long-term vision. And so to me, that's not a bad thing either. Do we want everybody to stay? Of course we do. But if all they do is sell, and they don't prepare for the future, they don't get it. They are never going to be wealthy anyway.
Perfect. That it, Lucasny?
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Lenny, go right ahead.
Herschel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go right ahead.
Okay. First of all, thank you, Lynette, for having this conversation today. The other thing I wanted to let everybody know is Brandon has a free crypto education course that's going to be coming up. I think it starts this Monday, if not the following Monday, that is on Facebook. Now, I would highly suggest people that are new to crypto to take advantage of this free training, because, it truly will help you have a better understanding of the industry in itself, but also how to know if something is a scam or not, or how to look up a contract to see if you got the correct contract. Because I know we were
Yeah,
having
and at
this
some
discussion
point, we're
earlier.
actually gonna, hold on, Leonard. At some point here soon, our developers are like behind at the moment, but our plan is to have Brandon's education course available to people on our website, so you'll easily be able to see it or find it. In fact, I think Marnita is working on helping us get that together, so that's going to make a big difference too. But
If you could tell everybody
oh,
what
we've already been in
that
discussion
link.
about it, Leonard.
Yeah, but I was wondering if he could give that link out. I know he won't just give it out. Somebody has to bring it to people's attention, but I don't have the access to the link because I happen to be riding my motorcycle right this second.
Yeah, Brandon and I will
So-
deal with that after the call. We'll talk about it. Brandon knows how to get to me.
Yeah, because
Thank you.
it's crazy how many people are new to this, and if you don't understand, it gets to be confusing, and I would hate for people to lose money. So that was my my statement, I guess.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Leonard. Jeremy, phone, man, go right ahead.
Going once.
Yes,
Hello.
go right ahead. Yes, go right ahead. We can hear you.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you so much for your explanations. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to confirm because some of these things that the
You may have to
Lynette
speak up a
said-
little bit. You're coming in kind of faint. Can you?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you
that's
hear me
much
better now?
better. Yes, much better. Go right ahead.
Okay. Okay, so some of the things that are being said are kind of like rocket science to me. I have a basic knowledge about crypto. It's just I just want to kind of make it as basic as I can. So here's my question. In terms of moving to this new this base that you mentioned, let me give an example, let me give a scenario. So if I have 8 omegas and like evolving to an omega or merging is like on the avalanche is 200, I think it's currently $200 to merge or to evolve. And let's say on base $200, what you mean by getting double or 50% means like, what does that mean in like, can you give an example? Like, okay, if I have 8 on avalanche and I want to move to base, like, how does that work? Like, how much am I going to spend and how, like, what is the benefit? Would it also be $200 on base? And then I would be paying maybe $100 because I have a 50%. I don't understand. I don't really get it. I'm
So
sorry.
basically, if it costs you $50 to mint a Lenny on this chain, when we open up the contract for people to mint on base, it would cost you $25. Limited time only. Now, if it costs $600 for an omega, it would only cost you $300 for that omega. The only reason we're doing that is so that everybody who is part of the community, you're contributing to the liquidity. 100% of that is liquidity paired to the 25,000 MoveQuest tokens, and you're ready to start mining on day one with the inventory that you have now. Now, if you don't want to, let's say you've got, 8 omegas, but you only want to do 2 omegas on the new chain. Well, you'll be able to get those 2 omegas at that 50% cost. And that's what you would have on that chain. Then later, if you wanted more, you would have to mint and evolve at the full price like everybody else does. There's going to be like a 2-week window just before we launch on the next chain and list the next token. And we'll give everybody 2 weeks to be able to mint those miners. So we're talking in January before this even happens. We just want everybody to be prepared so that you have the inventory that you want over on the other chain in your mining dock. So 8 miners at the discount because it's going to be farming, the staking of the MoveQuest holders that, those who are holding and then those who are mining, the 2 wallets combined.
Okay. So what you're
No,
saying is
that's fine.
on the base, if I have 8 omegas on Avalanche, if I want to move to base, I'm going to have to start all over again from getting a Lenny and evolving to primary, secondary,
Yep.
then omega. But the only difference is I'm going to be getting it as at a 50% discount. Yeah.
Oh, you're not gonna have to go from Lenny to Omega. You will just start out, you've got 8 omegas on Avalanche. If you want 8 omegas on base, you'll get 8 omegas on base. And let's just say it's $600. I'm not doing the math to see what it's at right now. So 50% of that, so it would be 1,800, and you would just get the omegas. You wouldn't go through evolution, you wouldn't go through anything. You would just mint 8 omegas cost, and that's what you would have on the next chain, and every chain will be that way. So let's say we have 100,000 people, right? When we get to base, let's say we build to 100,000 people in the community. We're ready to open up our next chain. Those 100,000 people in the community would be extended the exact same thing for the fourth chain, and all of that would be liquidity, which means that token would probably list into the thousands of dollars at that point. So every time we bring on a new chain, as long as the community is growing, each chain is going to have a higher market value than the chain before when it originally listed, if that makes sense. And it's all done through making sure that the existing community is able to immediately start mining without having to go through that whole process again, and at 50% discount. And every single time we go up on a chain, this will be the process. That way everybody knows that when we hit a new chain, you don't have to start from scratch and spend thousands upon thousands and thousands of dollars as we go along. You're just going to get it at 50% what you currently are mining with, and that's what you get on the next chain, and all of that starts the liquidity pool with 0 tokens in circulation. And so that makes it much more valuable. It makes it more lucrative for all of you. And then now you're mining on multiple chains. You're submitting, yes, on multiple chains, but the amount of revenue that you're making from becoming more healthy is exponentially higher.
Yeah. Okay, I understand, and that's pretty great. I'm really looking forward to that. I'll try my best to prepare towards that. Another thing I just want to say, this is not really a question, but like in terms of selling that you mentioned and how it's affecting the liquidity and everything, like it's really affecting me because I don't know if I'm the only person in this situation, but I made a projection when I first started this. I started this ending of April, and I made a projection, and I usually use whatever I earn, whatever I claim, I put it back and I evolve using the MQT that I earn. So because of the change that is happening and the fact that the value has gone down to 30, and the fact that more people are coming into the 2,500 in circulation, is everybody who owns an omega, who owns 8 omegas, are literally taking like the bulk of the 2,500, and those who have less are like, they're not really mining that much because the people who have more omegas get more in probably. So at this point, I'm maxing out for 5 days, and I claim, and I'm barely even getting up to $100, and it's so like it's very discouraging and it's very disappointing for me. Like, and I can't even evolve. I can't do anything because I still have.
Hold on. I'm just going to interrupt you because it'll make this a lot shorter for everybody, just to remind you. So we've changed how the fee structure works. Okay. So right now, everybody, when they submit and when they claim, they all pay the same fee regardless of what level of miner that you have. But here today or tomorrow, that fee structure changes. All right. So like a Lenny miner, I don't remember what they are right now. I don't have it up in front of me. It might only be, 19 cents or 38 cents per miner to submit, where an Omega miner may be $2 to submit, or, as the price goes back up again, could be $5 per miner to submit. So it's based on the mining power, the fee that you pay. Okay. So those who are using the lower powered miners, your fees are lower. Those are actually, believe it or not, it levels out. It's bringing in the same amount for the liquidity. It's just shuffling it, balancing it amongst the mining power. So you'll see that, you know, shift here in the next day or two. And so then you won't have, you know, it'll be different. It'll be a different scenario for you over the next week. You'll start to see that change. And it is something that we needed to do. Again, that's part of testing our algorithms and making sure that everything is, you know, functioning properly the way it should be for that balancing that the project needs. And that was one piece that was out of balance. And so we've corrected that for it to be balanced.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Elena. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thank
You can always rest assured that we are watching everything. And so when something needs to be adjusted, we do it so that it's a benefit to the community. And that's what that fee adjustment is about.
All right, Ms. Lynette, I just want to touch base with you real quick. We are an hour and a half in, and my hands keep multiplying. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8 hands raised at this time. Let me know when, you know, what
let's end it with
cutoff is.
Sharon. We won't take any more questions after her. We'll be done.
Okay, Sharon is the last one. Perfect. All right, TD, go right ahead.
Hey, how are you doing today? Appreciate the time. Just 2 quick things. I know on the upgrade path, with the new stats and everything, typically the sweet spot is somewhere around ultra to alpha, I guess, you know, before you, and then open the next, you know, second miner and wait till you have like 8 alphas before you start doing omegas as far as kind of bang for the buck. That makes sense. And then the other quick thing is, would there ever be a consideration of using something with the second half, the reserve, 2,500 a day that we had kind of banked, to being able to use that towards the next chain or something like that, to where you wouldn't have to actually pay it out, but somehow it could transition into, you know, being able to get miners on the base or whatever the next chain is?
No, not really, because each chain is separate, and so they have to be done separately.
Okay, just a thought, if that would help with liquidity and selling and things like that, if somehow people could use that kind of reserve bank that they have as a transition or something.
Yeah, we don't use the MoveQuest for the liquidity. We use the USDT. You know, we don't sell the MoveQuest, so we would have to, if we did that, we would have to take the MoveQuest from the Avalanche chain, sell it for USDT so that we can convert it over to the next. So we can't do any of that. The project never sells MoveQuest in any situation ever. Like, it's just completely against our
Of
policy.
course. I was just thinking to keep people from selling it to get into the next chain. Okay, that makes sense.
Well, we're giving everybody that 90 days notice. So we're hoping that really, if you have to sell the MoveQuest, the smartest thing to do would hold that MoveQuest until the market value goes up. So you have to sell less of it. You definitely don't have to sell it today. So the smart thing for everybody would be hold that MoveQuest, let that MoveQuest go up in value, so that when you get to that 90th day, you know, you can sell a quarter of your MoveQuest and still have a nice little bank of it and be able to move into the next chain. That's what I would be doing. I would be saving that MoveQuest and letting that price go up so that you've got more value in your MoveQuest, so you don't have to sell it all to go on to the next chain. You never want to do that. So, I mean, we're giving everybody all the details of what's coming so that people can be prepared. And the people who are selling it, they're just going to sell anyway. They were going to do it. Don't make the price was $1,000. It was $1. They're just going to sell anyway. But those of you who are actually here and actually see the future and the vision of this, absolutely hold that MoveQuest, because the price isn't going to keep doing this. It's going to turn around. I mean, we've got large groups of people from different companies and different communities that are, you know, waiting for this rebranded app to come out for the ease of the onboarding, that are going to start coming in. And so they're actually excited. Some of these builders that we've talked to, a couple of these other communities we've talked to, because the price is low. They're like, all right, our teams are gonna be able to come in and get some of this MoveQuest. It's not $100. Awesome. It's not, you know what I mean? So this isn't going to last forever. And then you've got the evolution contract who's slowing down on the buying of the MoveQuest because of the selling pressure. So it's just adding in that liquidity when it's available. That right there is a sure sign that it's, you know, whenever that starts to happen, I know we're getting ready. That reversal is starting to come around too. This is normal
That's
in
awesome.
crypto, up and it always comes down, but then it goes back up again. If that wasn't happening here, people should be concerned. I mean, if it just kept going up, it'd be like,
Yeah, that's
okay,
not
you know,
good
when's
either,
it gonna?
yeah.
Yeah.
One last quick question. You said maybe by next week we'd be looking at the new app. Is there anything we should be aware of kind of going into that, things that might change or something along that line?
No, I mean, the processes are pretty much the same. It's just the execution of the process that's going to be easier. I mean, obviously, it's going to have a whole new look and feel. It's going to be more simplified so that people are able to get started without having to have that one-on-one assistance. It'll be easier for people to share it, and it's just going to walk people right through it. You know, a person will be able to set it up on their own.
And will that be the place where Android people will be forced to go to a wearable or something along those lines, or they still use their phone for their tracking?
We don't have any plans of forcing that.
Okay, I didn't know if that was in the game plan or not. So okay,
Yeah.
just
And
trying
we
to help
recommend
people prepare.
use the fitness tracker. Yeah, no, we recommend you use a fitness tracker. There's some very affordable ones out there. I mean, you get a decent tracker for, you know, $50 to $100, which is definitely worth it to invest in. But I don't ever really want to make that a policy there. You have to have it unless it come right down to it, like for anti-cheating or something like that. If there was just no way for us to counter it, you know, with a device. But so far we've been pretty good at being able to do that. But definitely having a fitness tracker, I think, is very beneficial to a person. You should definitely try to get
For
one.
sure,
But right now
for
we
sure.
don't.
But I just didn't know for people to prepare for budget and stuff like that. They had,
We don't have any
all of a
plans of.
sudden they didn't turn it on and say, "Oh crap, I got to get this before I can keep going."
No, we have no
All right.
plans of doing that at this time. If
Awesome.
we ever did,
Appreciate
we would
you.
definitely give people plenty of notice. Yep, no
All
problem.
right. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
All right. Thank you, TD. Oh, my bad. Thank you, TD. Let's see here. Roy Lane, go right ahead.
Hi, thank you, Lynette, for what you're doing. I appreciate your time. I'm going to make this quick. It's just for my understanding. I normally have to ask a question myself to get proper understanding. So here it goes. Just for my understanding, when you were saying that we can duplicate our inventory at 50%, are you referring to the price to evolve from a Lenny to Omega? So if the cost, say, is $600 to mint one Lenny to one Omega, then are you saying that it would be 300 times 8, assuming that we have the 8 docking slots open also? And that is only offered to folks that are staking the required amount of MQT in the staking, correct?
Yep, you have to be staking MQT because that shows you're vested in the project. You support the project that you're not selling. I don't know what that amount is going to be. I mean, we want to include as much of the community as possible, but it'll, at least a significant amount where it shows that you are vested here. I don't know what it'll be, 10 MQT, 5 MQT, whatever. MoveQuest is still quite high. It may just be 1 or 2 MoveQuest. It's not going to be like $5 worth. It would have to be probably going to put it at like $100. Like if you're staking $100 worth of MoveQuest, then this is open to you. And then it would be whatever you're mining with in the mining dock. You would be able to duplicate that for the next chain. That's why I was saying, like, if somebody was mining, let's say with 4 primaries and 4 alphas, you may want to get those up to Omega between now and, let's say, January 15th. So that when we do, well, I would say probably by January 10th. So when we do open this up for that 2-week window, you're going to be able to get the highest powered miners on the next chain, knowing that the next chain has no MoveQuest in circulation and will probably list over $100.
Okay, I get that. And also, is it just one? I have 3 accounts. So am I looking at only one account going over at that half price?
What I would do is I would take the wallet that you're mining in. Let's say you've got 3 mining wallets with 3 devices, and I would stake 3. I would stake my MoveQuest for those 3 wallets so that you could get that discount for all 3 docks.
Got you. Understand. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Rowland. Mike, go right ahead.
And that was a great question to ask too. So it even made me think about that a little bit because I wasn't thinking about people who are mining with multiple devices.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. Can you hear me?
Yes, go right ahead.
Yeah, I'm just trying to clarify on Lynette, your saying get prepared for the next, when we go to base. Are we using so let's just say I have 8 omegas, so I'll be able to get 8 omegas on the base chain for half price. Are we mining with the same miners that we have in our docks now, or are we getting all new miners and different docks on the base chain?
No, those are all new miners on the base chain because you can't
So-
cross chain. So you're literally
Okay.
be mining on the Avalanche chain miners you have, and you would have new miners on the base chain that you're mining there. So you would submit on Avalanche and you would submit on base. You would claim on Avalanche, you would claim on base.
Okay, so I would just get if I have 8 omegas, I would get half on 8 omegas on the new chain. Totally different.
Yep. You're welcome. We just want to make sure everybody's got plenty of time, 90 days, that gives you guys 3 months, to be prepared. And right now we're looking at, the middle to the end of January, to be up on the next chain.
Christopher, go right ahead.
Hey, good afternoon. My question was for the staking for the next blockchain. We're going to have to stake on the Avalanche blockchain, correct?
Yeah, this is stake. So there's that 1,300 MoveQuest per day that is going to be rewarded to the holders, right?
Right.
And so that's what we're talking about. Mhm.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Yep. So when you stake the MoveQuest, you're actually going to be able to earn more MoveQuest for holding.
David, go right ahead.
Yes, thank you. Ms. Lynette, are there going to be more mining slots open, or are we going to stay with 8 mining slots?
No, when we hit 40,000 miners in the mining dock, we'll be able to unlock the 9th dock slot. So I'm kind of waiting on that. It actually was supposed to trigger at 30,000, which we're over at right now. And we held off on it because we need to be able to release more MoveQuest before we can unlock that next dock slot. So right now we get up to that 10,000, users in the community. We start approaching that, $8 to $10 million in the liquidity pool. Then we can release more MoveQuest into distribution. We can unlock the next dock slot. We don't want to unlock it, even though it says that we could right now, based on, tokenomics and everything else. It really would serve no purpose. You would be spending money that you don't need to spend. That was just redistributing what's already going out anyway. And so it makes absolutely no sense. So there's no purpose in doing it because it's not going to benefit a person at this point in time. So we're waiting until it is a benefit to you before you would unlock that dock slot and spend the money to purchase another miner. And that would be when the community's got to grow a bit more. The liquidity needs to grow a bit more. We need to release that MoveQuest that is in reserve into distribution based on the demand. Then we could open up that 9th dock slot. Otherwise, to be quite frank with you, you're just spending money that you don't need to spend.
Yeah, thank you.
Because it really wouldn't help you any.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
David, all right. Ms. Alley, go right ahead.
Hey, Lynette, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Okay. Or this is something that's going to happen when we approach the base.
So this is going to come out with a new app. So you'll be seeing that probably closer to the end of next week.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's it. Thank you.
And that should also help people when you go on to the next chain as well, because you will be, getting a percentage of that 1,300 MoveQuest per day. So keep that in mind too. You don't need to sell your MoveQuest to prepare for next January. Hold on to that stuff that you got. And then plus you'll be getting more from the staking too. So.
All right. Last but not least, we have Miss Sharon Zink. Go right ahead, Sharon.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing great.
Good.
Listen, I have one question. While the Zoom was going on, I started upgrading. I had 8 alphas, right? And I said, okay, I'm gonna buy 2 omegas. And when I bought one Omega, the other one went away and I can't find it. Is I'm doing something wrong?
So you mean the alpha went away?
Yeah, because I removed them off the dock and then I upgraded and I was going to put them back on the dock and I have 7 now, 7 NFTs.
When you go to Omega, it takes 2 Omega. It takes 2 alphas. So you need 2 alphas to reach 1 Omega.
Okay, I had 8 alphas.
How many do you have now?
I have, let me see, I have, okay, hold on, let me look, 6.
Right.
I have 6.
Because it took 2.
Okay.
Because it took 2 to make 1 Omega. So now you have 6 alphas and you have 1 Omega miner. So now you have 7.
Okay, so I can buy another one. And then okay, thank you. That's how that worked. Thank you so much. I thought I had to buy each Omega. That's what I
It
thought.
takes 2 alphas. So in total, you'll need 16 alphas to get to 8 Omegas.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
All right, Miss Lynette, that is it for today. We don't have any more. Again, we appreciate you for taking the time out to help all of us understand the intricacies, the details, the how-tos, the helping wrap our head around what this platform and ecosystem is and how it operates. We greatly appreciate that. Brandon, Mike,
And remember, when you're seeing that, listen, Herschel, when you see that, when you see the market value go down, you guys think like this, okay? Everybody always wants with the cup, cup's half empty. No, the cup is half full, because remember, those of you who are here who are going to be leasing, the more that price of MoveQuest goes down, the more MoveQuest it's going to take to mint a money. And so when this reverses and it starts to go back up again, they're going to want your miners to lease them. That's a good thing. That's more money in your pocket. So when other people are selling and they're, walking away from what they could have in the future if they held it, they're just making it better for you down the road, because that demand for those miners that you're holding are going to become very much in demand, and you're going to be making more money because people won't be able to afford to mint the Lennies, because once that locks, it's going to be too much MoveQuest. This is a good thing right now. You got to think about the flip side of that. There's nothing negative here. Remember, I said I've always got a balance. There's a checks and a balance with everything, and you're seeing that happen already if you understand how this all works. Sorry, Herschel, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just want to make sure I'm driving that point to people that they bad. Trust me. There's a flip side to this. It's not bad. It's very positive when you're looking at it from another angle.
And Herschel, I got one too. As right now, really building, you're getting paid in MQT. So you're getting paid actually more MQT right now. So I'll take that all day long and then just hold it and hold it and hold it. And that'll be worthwhile.
Oh yeah. Good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and I want to touch on one last thing for everyone. I know a lot of people have, decent teams, and a lot of people are kind of sitting on the sideline because they're, nervous or maybe afraid to share this because it is a process to get going, right? This new app, can you imagine how many people are afraid to kind of share it with people because it is a process? This new app is going to walk them, or the Web3 is going to walk them through the process. So the new people coming in, it's going to be easier for them. Now you can see all 5,000 people as part of this community. They can start going new app and new Web3. It's going to walk them through, and it's going to be more comfortable for you guys. Now we're going to start building 10 times quicker because you don't have that worry anymore. Okay, so just wait. This is going to start getting exciting and to the moon from there.
And because it's
go ahead, Herschel.
No, I was just going to say, and because it's helped the system itself is kind of like a virtual guide that's going to help pull you through the process or walk a person through the process after they've been able to purchase crypto. So it's almost kind of like we'll get to that point to where we can actually start more of a share the app campaign or whatever. That's going to help, things grow much faster and onboard people as well. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, Lynette, I get to ask this question. I don't know how to answer it coming into the future where we're new branding is the original Project 300 people that get the avalanche off, and we had our wallets locked in there. Any update on what's going to happen with those wallets and with whether it's the new blockchains or when we move to new MoveQuest and we're eliminating the 11 levels for new people?
So the 11 levels will be eliminated as soon as MoveQuest comes out. Unless you are already a part of the GetFit Mining comp plan, then that's, you'll still get that. But anybody who comes after the new app is launched, you get a direct commission, that's it. When we first launched for the proof of concept on the Avalanche chain, that is the rotator. So when we start doing the marketing and, people are hitting the app organically, they will come through that rotator, meaning they'll come in underneath those wallets. They weren't directly referred by somebody. They need that activation code, and that's the activation code that they'll get, are those original proof of concept wallets that we did in that first, week or two. And that's what that's about. So that's how that will work. And that's just on the MoveQuest chain. It won't have anything to do, with each chain that we go to from there. It's all separate. So it's just, that's part of the proof of concept. We did that as proof of concept on Avalanche. And that's just what it is. It was the proof of concept on Avalanche, only on Avalanche. It won't be, on
all
the
the
next
others.
chain, the next
Yeah.
chain, the next. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. I'll have to call you back. Okay,
Right,
sorry
well,
guys.
Lynette, you can actually go ahead and take that one. I believe that's it for today.